Today in this episode, we're going to be looking at presence. In fact, what does that mean? And what does it mean for leaders who want to actually excel, moving up into that next level of promotion? And Maria Pelicano is a voice coach. And she's also an influential communicator in her own right. So I've asked her to come on the program today to share with us what actually presence means and how presence and the voice are linked. So let's just start there, Maria. What is presence? What does it mean?
Yes, what is presence? Presence is a big word and it's interior and exterior. Okay, so when we're present, and we can call it executive presence too, that's the term they're using in business. When we're present on the exterior, we appear to be very confident and our body is standing strong and our voice sounds strong. The pace of your speech is not too fast. Your breath is settled and you seem to be okay with pausing and not always having all the answers necessarily, but being okay with saying, I'll come back to you, or, I'll look into that, not feeling like you have to be Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. So that's on the exterior. The interior, you're very reassured and you're comfortable with who you are and you know your subject and you feel in control.
So it sounds like there's a bit of mindset here. Have I got that?
Yes.
Right?
The way you think, Janie, mindset, the way you think affects the way you speak. There are nerves in your body that go into your larynx, they go into your body. And if you're not comfortable, your body will show it up on the outside.
I would imagine that's going to destroy my executive presence very quickly, Maria.
Well, you just need to work on it. You need to video yourself, record your voice speaking. Let's put the mirror up. A lot of us aren't actually looking at ourselves and observing ourselves. We don't get feedback necessarily at a level where we can actually do something about it. So what is important is the whole how it shows up. Now, how you show up is how you're actually feeling. So it's important to be with your thoughts, see what you're thinking, clear the slate, check what it is that you're feeling before your meetings.
So let's practically think about that. Let's say I'm going to make my first major boardroom presentation. I have been asked into that sacred sanctum of the boardroom. And I'm nervous because it's the first time. So how do I get rid of that imposter syndrome, perhaps? Or how do I get rid of that sort of ego monkey mind taking over and go, where I've got to prove myself? So how do I practically clean the slate?
So, Janie, cleaning the slate, the monkey mind, is in your control, right? A lot of us don't feel that we can control our thoughts. So we have thoughts about thoughts about thoughts that are actually creating confusion. And when we have to deliver the subject matter, we're just all so concerned about ourselves that we're not concerned about others and what they want to hear. We're more focused on ourselves and we become self-conscious. So one of the ways to do that is to come into the meeting with no biases, right? And to be clear-minded, to be focused on what it is you're there to do. Be focused on the work you're delivering, not on yourself and how well you'll be doing or whether you're going to be liked or whether you're an imposter. All of those thoughts are actually not helping you in any way to stay focused on your subject matter. So being aware of that is important.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So is it about creating space or literally time in the diary, blocking out, I don't know, half an hour, 5 minutes before I do my presentation? Is it a meditation? Yeah. Is it deep breathing? Sure. What is it that will actually get us more present?
I think it's the week before the presentation, preparing yourself the week before and starting to acknowledge those thoughts that you're having about it and catching those thoughts with a meditation. It can be a meditation. A meditation is stillness. to observe your thoughts, or
Mm.
you could have a self-compassion meditation, meaning, forgiving yourself, not expecting yourself to be perfect, not expecting yourself to be the same as your boss or somebody else you'd admire, just observing your thoughts the week before. And then before the meeting is to, yes, check your breathing, clear those thoughts that you've already been doing that the week before. I mean, we're preparing our presentation, our information the week before, aren't we? I mean, it's often, if it is spontaneous and you're called on the minute, same thing there. I mean, often, you can just check your breathing and just pause and just say, I'm having a thought about a thought about a thought about a thought. What about if I don't have any thoughts? What about if I just go in and just do what I need to do? I mean, I could wash the dishes with lots of thoughts. I don't want to wash these dishes. I can't believe the dishes are on the sink. Who put them here? Or I can just wash the dishes.
Stop those
and create less suffering, right?
Yes, that's right. So it sounds to me like there's a lot of self-sabotage happening. I'm curious to know, I mean, is that sort of like 50% of the time do we self-sabotage unless we're mindful and self-aware? I mean, how big a problem are we talking about here, Maria?
Exactly. So a lot of my executive leaders, they are self-sabotaging. Not only are they experienced in what they're doing, they're the leaders of their departments, right? They've been asked to come into a special meeting to be surrounded by incredibly powerful leaders. So they're already quite special, but they've sabotaged that, not recognizing that, not standing in the power of that and acknowledging that. Instead, I'm worried I'm not going to be good enough. I'm scared I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm afraid I'm going to not have all the information. My voice is going to stop in the middle of this conversation, because sometimes people's voices just kind of stop because they're so nervous. And so all that self-focus is actually a sabotaging method, because it doesn't think about others. So here we are, when we're communicating, it's like throwing the ball to somebody and you're expecting them to catch it. My focus should be, I'm going to throw the ball to you and you're going to catch it. Now, if you don't catch the ball, it's because I didn't throw it in your direction, perhaps. I didn't aim it properly. And in a way, our intention is that the other person catches the ball so they can throw it back to us. And so it's a ball game. And so what we want to be doing is thinking about the other, making sure I'm going to throw the ball and they're going to catch it and they're going to send the ball back to me. And so if we stay focused on the job instead of me thinking, now, how am I holding this ball? Am I holding it properly? Is the other person going to catch it? What happens if they don't catch it? I mean, and that's the other person's business there. But what I'm trying to say is we get so focused on the manner and who we are in our hands instead of the game that we're playing, being focused on the delivery of the information, on the other and how they need to hear it and what's important to them and who I need to be for them, not for me, but for them.
Yes. Very good advice. Who do I need to be for them? Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom and expertise with us today, Maria.
Thank you, Janie, for having me.